Welcome all sports fans, YouTubers, Facebookers, all social media across the nation. Uneducated Network on YouTube presents Uneducated Sports Talk. I'm your host, Carlos Clayton, and today we're going to break down Week 11. We're going to recap that because today is Thanksgiving, where the Week 12 season starts again. I do apologize for the voice. A lot of my crew are getting sick. The holidays are coming in. It's sixth season going on. I'm not really getting sick. I just went to New Orleans, and I guess, my voice went away. But I wanted to talk about the things that I'm thankful for this holiday season before we get into NFL 11 recap. So here are the things I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for sports, period. I'm thankful for sports. Outside of family and friends and my loved ones, sports is what keeps me humble. It keeps me going, keeps me striving. I love sports, basketball, baseball, football, hockey, UFC, all that. So I'm very thankful for sports being a part of my life and me being a diehard sports fan because it gives me something to do every single day. It gives me something to watch. It gives me something to talk about on my show every time. So I'm thankful for sports. I'm also thankful for football season being as good as it is right now. I'm thankful for the basketball season so far, having no blowout teams right now. There's no one definite team as of in the past. You always had Cleveland, Golden State, or LeBron James led team, and you just knew out the bat this team was going to be good, and no one's stopping them. This year seems a little bit different, so I'm thankful for the start of the NBA season. I'm thankful for NFL season just being so good. And speaking of the NFL, I'm thankful for my New Orleans Saints. Yes, being 8-2 right now. The first 10 games of the season, we're 8-2. I'm thankful for that because at 0-2, it did not look good. 8 games in a row. I'm loving what I'm seeing from them. Excuse my voice, like I said, my voice is kind of leaving a little bit. I'm not getting sick. I just went to New Orleans, And I'm thankful for my new subscribers from New Orleans. I went to a Pelicans game, and I'm thankful for those guys who went there and have subscribed. I'm not forgetting about you guys. I'm thankful for you guys. Thank you. And for the rest of the subscribers. I'm thankful for over 1,400 subscribers right now. I'm very thankful. I'm very blessed. This show, this network is only getting bigger and better, so thank you guys. My crew kind of took about a week off because everyone's getting sick. So they haven't really done it, but I guarantee you guys next week we'll be on it, rolling. So please, I believe Friday, my college casual football talk with Brian Wilkinson, that is coming out Friday or Saturday morning. It'll be uploaded. Check that out. We'll break down the new top 4 of the playoff football for college. We'll break that down. And check out In the Paint with Red. It should be out Saturday afternoon, uploaded Saturday afternoon, something like that, with me and Devontae Roan, a.k.a. Red, break down all NBA talk as well, man. So we are on it. And check out Gaming Uneducated. He's one of the ones that's real sick right now, Shelton Woods. So he'll be back in a couple of days, and he'll start cranking out videos, Assassin's Creed. He'll start cranking out Shadow War. Of course, his Madden football franchise as well. So please check it out. Like I said, I'm not really sick. I am feeling a little bit sick, but the voice thing, it's got to be from the water. When it comes down to shouting and screaming, my voice is a little punk because it can't maintain it. So the minute I say, yeah, it goes away the next day. I'm like, what just happened? So anyways, that being said, that are all the things that I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for being alive as well. Thank you, God, for waking me up this morning. For family and friends and good food. So everyone, please enjoy your Thanksgiving and let me know in the comments, what are you thankful for sports-wise and just family-wise and life-wise? What are you thankful for? I want to hear it. Let me know in the comments. That being said, let's get to the NFL Week 11 recap. I did not go 14-0, but I did go 9-5. 9-5, that's pretty decent. 14 games, 9-5, I'll take it the way I've been going lately. So we all know the Thursday night game, Tennessee at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh gives a butt whooping 40-17, and Antonio Brown 3 touchdowns, over 140 yards receiving. So they did their thing. The Sunday games, Jacksonville at Cleveland. I chose Jacksonville, and they won 19-7. Defense. Jacksonville has the most defensive touchdowns in the league. Their defense is opportunistic, and of course, against a Cleveland team, you knew that was going to be something big and something special. Cleveland 0-10, they just don't know. They're not trying to be 0-10. I'll tell you that. They're not trying at all. They're trying to play a different game. in most games they've been in it for a while. So you just can't say that they're tanking or not winning. Because in football, there's no such thing as tanking. I guarantee you that. No one wants to get hit in the mouth hard on purpose. So Jacksonville wins 19-7. Tampa Bay at Miami. This game was rescheduled. It was a week 1 matchup. Hurricane Irma came through. It is now a week 11 matchup. I chose Miami. That did not happen. Jay Cutler goes out with an early concussion. Matt Moore comes in, plays pretty good. But too much Fitzpatrick. I know, right? Too much Fitzpatrick, right? Well, Fitzpatrick and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win 30-20 off of Fitzpatrick and O.J. Howard with a touchdown. 50 yards receiving, like on my fantasy. I didn't trust him. I just don't trust him. But, hey, he comes every now and then, right? Baltimore at Green Bay. This is a shocker for me. I had Green Bay winning just because of I saw Honey's production over the last couple games. Today, it did not happen. It just looked bad. They lose 23-0. So the Ravens go out there, another shutout for the Ravens. Their defense is on. When it's on, it's on. You know, so 23-0 Baltimore over Green Bay. And Huntley 3 interceptions thrown, and it just didn't look good. Green Bay is trying to stay afloat just in case Aaron Rodgers comes back in the last 2 or 3 games to resurrect their season. But they cannot. Rodgers will be gone for the rest of the season. Detroit at Chicago. I chose Detroit, but it did not come easy like I told everyone. Detroit wins 27-24. Prater with a game winner, 53-yard kick. But Chicago had a chance to tie the game back, and their kicker shanked it wide right. Bad. My thing is just, I can never kick a ball, so I will never ever be mad at a kicker for missing. But my thing is, if it's your job, at least let it have a chance. When he first kicked it, it went straight right. There was no chance from the beginning, and that's what I get infuriated. Like, that's your job. At least have a chance, make it a chance to kick in. You know, it went straight right. So the Bears came in. Howard had 125 yards receiving. Matt Stafford 299 yards passing with I believe 2 touchdowns. Howard had 1 touchdown. So the running game kept the Bears in it. Detroit has shown vulnerability in that run game as of late. The run defense, excuse me. But Matt Stafford, once again, a comeback victory for himself. Our marquee game of the week, the Rams at the Vikings. I chose the Vikings, and I chose right. The Vikings win 24-7, and a dominant victory at home with that defense. They came in, and the Rams haven't played that much competition outside Seattle, and they lost that game. So when they play against competition, we see kind of like the real Rams. Just saying that you got to realize the Rams have one of the easiest schedules because of the record from last year. But the Rams couldn't get nothing going on the run game. I mean, Todd Gurley, I think 50 yards rushing total. And then, of course, if you play one-dimensional against Minnesota, they're going to kill you. They're one of the best secondaries in the game right now. They cannot be stopped when it comes down to just you pretty passing on them. They will get you a few times, and that is what Minnesota did. They pressured Jared Goff and made it hard for him. They scored 7 points in the first series. After that, they were done. 24-7, Minnesota, and a very good victory for the Vikings. Very good. I didn't see them blowing them out like that or making it easy, but they did. And Minnesota's a real deal. If they can find some kind of way to get at least some home games in the playoffs, they'll be a tough team. They could be the first team to play in their home stadium for the Super Bowl. Just saying. They might. They could. It could happen. But they win 24-7. Arizona at Houston. This game kind of shocked me a little bit. Houston wins 31-21. I had Arizona coming in and winning by that score pretty much. But Arizona came in with momentum, I believe, because Houston has just been that bad on defense. I think 5 straight 300 yards passers on them. Now, I know that they came in with a new quarterback. They had Gilbert, excuse me, whatever his name is, Gabbert, excuse me. Yeah, they had Gabbert come in, and he did okay. Really good. I was impressed by the performance. But that being said, DeAndre Hopkins and gang came in. It's the battle of the backup quarterbacks. Tom Savage had a decent game, Their running game was on point. Deontay Foreman had a big game before his Achilles injury. Prayers and thoughts to him as he recovers for next year with his Achilles injury. But he scored 2 touchdowns, 65 yards rushing. He looked pretty good until the injury, of course. Shout out to Larry Fitzgerald. He just signed a 1-year, $11 million deal for next year. He might still retire, but it ensures that he'll be an Arizona Cardinal for the rest of his career, pretty much. He went out there and passed Tony Gonzalez on a touchdown receiving list, touchdown yards. Passing yards. Excuse me, with over 15,000. He scored a touchdown as well to eclipse that. So way to go, Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald is one of my best players to root for ever. He's a good guy, stand-up guy, classy guy. Larry Fitzgerald, that's for you. Good job. But Houston wins 31-21. At the end, 2 mistakes by Blaine Gabbert and company. Houston goes out there and they win. So they're still trying to find a way to be competitive in this AFC South, and they can, because the 2 teams are Jacksonville and Tennessee, so there's still a chance. And this AFC as a whole is just not looking good right now. Besides, outside of Pittsburgh and New England, anyone can win. Speaking of disappointment, Kansas City at the New York Football Giants. If you saw this, you were like, oh yeah, 1-9 versus 6-3 is going to Kansas City, right? Wrong. Kansas City comes in there and gets, not say slapped, but they could not find the end zone. Both teams could not find the end zone. Basically, it was 7 field goals in this game. Kansas City loses 12-9 in overtime. Both teams had chances in the red zone. Both teams could not come out with touchdowns. That was the downfall of the Kansas City Chiefs. The Giants, in the stage of their career, they don't mind battling. They don't mind the sloppy game. They don't mind it being nasty. They don't mind it being straight field goals. They don't mind none of that. No. What's going on is Kansas City, look, they've lost a lot of people, and now it's coming back to slowly bite them. The receiving core has been shot. Outside of Tyreek Hill, they don't have any good receivers. So if you have a Tyreek Hill guy on your fantasy, you better use him, because he's going to get a lot of touches. 7 catches, 68 yards. I think he had a couple runs for 20 yards. Alex Smith, outside of that, he could not find anything. And Hunt, who's having a marvelous career right now, only about, I believe, 90 yards total offense. But he couldn't find pay dirt, and he couldn't find that much room to run through. The Giants played good defense. That's the defense that we thought we would see every single game from last year. And it came through tonight. So they get a 12-9 victory. And if McAdoo's, if he was on a hot seat, it kind of went back to lukewarm a little bit, but he's still in the hot seat, I promise you that. Washington and New Orleans, the game of the week, the real game of the week. We thought it would be the Rams and the Vikings. Washington, New Orleans. Washington comes in, and New Orleans has won 7 in a row, and Washington comes in, and Kirk Cousins is on fire at one point. He was on fire, and just turnovers hurt the Saints, and don't just stop the 3 and outs. 24-16, Washington scores, it's game over, and they drive down. It scored 31-16 about 6 minutes ago in the game. You figure the game is over. Not so fast, my friends, Lee Corso would say. Saints rally back, down by 15 with less than 4 minutes ago, and they win the ball game. Alvin Kamara had a special game. Mark Ingram, I've never seen a duo or a running back duo this good in a long time. I mean, they're both fantasy studs, and they're both in-game studs as well. It's a difference. They both can contribute in many ways. Alvin Kamara has a juggling 10-yard catch. That will be shown, especially if the Saints somehow win the Super Bowl. That will be shown all year now. Remember Robert Meacham? No, same game against the Redskins 8 years ago. Same scenario. We're down big. We're down by 10, and there's no way to win the game. Drew throws an interception, and then old boy runs out the sideline. Robert Meacham snags it, and he goes for the touchdown. Look, magical. And now, I'm not a big fan of coincidence or magic or luck, but, sometimes you got to have it. And Saints came out with a major win, 34-31 in overtime, game winner by Will Lutz to win the game. after being down that big. The crowd was rocking. I can see Redskins fans on Twitter and on the internet and at the game pretty much talking trash. And then when it was all said and done, they were probably stunned. So New Orleans is on it. And it's always nice when Drew Brees has to come and play. He steps up, 385 yards passing. This whole entire season so far, especially during the winning streak, he has been called upon to do those kind of things. We've been kind of living life easy pretty much. Double-digit victories every single game. And now when it comes down to a game where we needed Drew Brees, it's always nice to realize he still got it, and he'll have it for the next 2 or 3 years. But I'm glad we're going to this formula where we run the ball a lot more. Take pressure off of Drew Brees. But when we have to have him, he is there and he is ready. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL history. I'm glad that he's my quarterback. Who that? Who that say gonna beat the Saints? So Saints moved to 8-2, and Redskins, I believe, dropped to 4-6. I believe. Buffalo at the LA Chargers. This is what I don't like. So Sean McDermott has the nerve to bench Tyrod Taylor when they lost to a really, really good Saints team. You know, it wasn't really his fault. Things just got blown out of proportion. Your team isn't built. So here we go. Peterman comes in the last drive of the series, the last 2 drives, and he gets a meaningless touchdown out of it. And for some reason, I was like, what if Sean McDermott just benched Tyrod Taylor off of that one drive that he scored a touchdown on from Peterman? And I was like, ain't gonna happen. Then like Wednesday, like he gets what? He got dropped and basically benched, and you putting in Nathaniel Peterman for Tyrod Taylor? You gotta be out your mind, man. And I was like, this is crazy. I don't get it. Why? You get 2 games where you lose against 2 decent teams. Well, one against the Jets, a decent team, and then one against Saints, is a really good team. I thought it was crazy. You're still in the 6th seed. You're still in crunch time. You gotta get this game. You gotta get it. No, but you're in the 6th seed right now. The playoffs started. You're in the playoffs at 5-4. Well, the coach said, it's my call. I want Tyrod Taylor sitting down. I want Peterman in. I said, Coach, you gotta be crazy. He said, no, Carlos, I got this. Watch this. So he gets his first start in LA against the Chargers, and it went bad in a hurry. 5 interceptions in the first half. He threw 9 passes. 5 were intercepted like that. That lets you know that he was not ready, he was not prepared, and that was Bush League from Sean McDermott to bench Tyrod Taylor, who's an absolute stud when he has to, but you have a formula for winning. There's a formula going in here. You're not built to come back. So, you know, if you want to be mad at someone, be mad at your defense. Your defense is the one that hurt you big time. Why drop Tyrod Taylor? I'm not a big fan of that move, and it proved to be correct. The guy was not ready. Nothing on Nathaniel Peterman. I'm sorry, but he had a very bad game. Interceptions. I think 2 were not his fault a little bit, but 3 for sure. He was just not ready to come in. The Chargers, 2 touchdown returns, 1 interception, 1 fumble, 5 interceptions, a lot of sacks. They gave fantasy owners like myself. Yes, I chose the Chargers. I got the Chargers in fantasy as my defense in one of my fantasies. I'm in 3 fantasy leagues. But 1, I got the Chargers, and they gave me 27 points. And that's unheard of in this league that we are in. So, 27 points, and they come out there looking pretty freaking good. So, Chargers win 54-24. Yes, the Bills at one point had a great defense, but then you trade Marcellus Darius to the Jaguars, and ever since that trade, your D-line has been slacked. Everyone's been running roughshod on it. I mean, big time. So I don't know what's going on with the Bills. But, oh yeah, Peterman did say, well, guess we're going to start Tyrod Taylor again this week because that's what I feel is best for the team. Hey, no spit, right? No spit. Of course it's best for the team. He was best for the team last week too. So you want to keep your job. Stop making calls like that because you will find the door next year or the year after that if you keep making boneheaded calls like that. Get you a better backup, and then maybe you can bench Tyrod Taylor. Done ranting, y'all. I'm done ranting. Anyways, the Chargers are still in the playoff mix. They're still in it. So Phillip Rivers is not done yet, y'all. Bengals at the Broncos. I chose the Broncos to win this game. I chose the Chargers to beat the Bills too, and of course I chose the Saints. And I chose Kansas City and they lost, so things just were like, what's going on? But I chose the Broncos to beat the Bengals, and that did not happen. The Bengals went 20-17. They went with Brock Osweiler. I don't know why they did not stick with Trevor Siemian. Trevor Siemian's been playing okay to me. Outside of 2 games, he's had been pretty bad games. But outside of that, he's played okay. We all saw the Dallas game, week 2, where he lit him up. He's that same guy. You know, if anything, your wide receivers need to catch. Those guys have been having no hands. Demaryius Thomas has been dropping everything. Virgil Green's been dropping everything, the tight end. Sanders has been very reliable, I'll say that. But the rest of these guys just can't catch or they can't get separation. I don't know what's going on with Denver's wide receiver. So it's not necessarily the quarterback. Unless you bring in Brock Osweiler, then it will be the quarterback. Brock Osweiler just shown he is just not good. He's not good. But they just announced they're bringing in Paxton Lynch now as their starter for this week. He's not any better. He can run a little bit, but he's not ready for this. But the Bengals come in and win 20-17. A.J. Green with a touchdown catch. And Dalton had a decent game. Broncos running game was pretty poor. I don't know what's going on with this team, but they're done. The Broncos are done. I mean, yes, they're technically still in the playoff because the AFC is just that bad, but they're done. Their defense isn't the same defense as we thought it was going to be. Von Miller isn't getting pressure like we thought he was. At one point before the season started, I thought Von Miller was getting about 30 sacks. No lie. I thought Von Miller was going to get about 30 sacks. So Joel, if you're seeing this, I thank you for that trade that we had for fantasy. Because Von Miller isn't getting anything this year. But then again, I didn't win that deal either because Khalil Mack isn't getting anything. Anyways, that being said, the Bengals go out there and win 20-17. So I chose the Broncos. It didn't happen. They're going with Paxton Lynch. Good luck with that next week. Next game, New England at Oakland. And before the season started, I would have told you this would be a marquee matchup against the 2 best teams in the AFC. It's in Mexico, so there's no home field advantage. So this feels like a Super Bowl of some sorts. Fast forward 10 weeks later, I'm like, yeah, Patriots are about to blow out the Raiders because it's not in Oakland. They have their home game. It's in Mexico. They're going to blow this team out. Raiders are just not good on defense. Their defense is just horrible. Their secondary is bad. Marshawn Lynch, he works when you're being effective. When you're in a close game, that is when Marshawn Lynch is effective because he only gets better as he runs. I cannot tell you the last time I seen Marshawn Lynch in the fourth quarter of a game because they've been down that bad. So it's just tough sledding for the Raiders. They lose 33-8. Tom Brady had a field day. Brandon Cooks had a field day. 6 catches, 149 yards. Tom Brady with 300 yards passing. Look, the offense can't find its niche. I'm sorry. Cooper has been a big bust this year. Michael Crabtree, their receiving core has been horrible. Seth Roberts with a bad turnover in the red zone to at least get him some momentum to score. Overall, it's a bad day for the Raiders. The receiving core is poor, and that was one of their strengths coming into this season, the receiving core. And this year, they just not look good one bit. I feel bad for Derek Carr because he is doing all that he can to help them win, and it's not happening. So they lose 33-8. I did choose the Patriots to win that, so I'm on that mark. The Sunday night game, Philadelphia at Dallas. Now, I said that without Ezekiel Elliott, they'll be fine. Just win a couple games here. But what I did not notice that without Tyron Smith, they'll be fine. No, that's not. No, the left tackle, he is the heart and soul when it comes down to protecting Dak Prescott. He's been out the last 2 games now, and they have been very porous, his replacements for the left tackle spot. And Tyron Smith is the heart and soul of keeping Dak Prescott up. Well, you take that out, Dak Prescott is spawning the floor a lot. Last game, 8 sacks. This game, I believe, was sacked 4 times. But that Eagles defense already was good. So it did not matter. They go on in and win 37-9. But check this out. At halftime, Dallas is up 9-7. That means they were blown out 30-0 in the second half. Wow. Jay Ajayi and company are looking good. That's probably one of the best three-headed monsters you can get in Philadelphia. When you got LeGarrette Blount, Jay Ajayi, and then you got Clement. You got all kind of guys coming. There's a fourth guy too. I forgot his name. Kenyon Barber, I believe, and something like that. And they have like a four-headed monster, to be honest with you. So Philadelphia knows what they're doing. Oh, by the way, they might have the MVP in Carson Wentz. He's been looking good. He doesn't make mistakes, and that's what I like about him. He's calm under pressure. Big guy, 6'5", big arm. I like what he brings to the table, man. So here's to you, Philadelphia, for doing your thing. 9-1. Clearly, I believe they're the best team in the NFC. Dallas has to keep intact. You gotta win at least a few more games before Zeke comes back. If not, your season is done. That's why Jerry Jones is so mad at the commissioner right now. I'm ready to kick butt and fight people and put out hits on the commissioner. Chill out, Jerry Jones. Tell your guys, stop beating up on women. And then the last game, Atlanta at Seattle, Monday night game. I had Atlanta winning, and guess what? They won 34-31. Not the way I thought they would win. They had a 21-7 lead at one point. Let Seattle come back, creep up. They get a game-winning field goal. Seattle misses their field goal attempt to tie, and that kicker for Seattle, he's just got to go. They should have knew that when he missed that kick against Minnesota against Seattle when he was with Minnesota a couple years ago. He's got to go. But with that being said, it was still a very, very good game. I love good Monday night games. It gives me a capper of my week. Like, what a great week. Monday night games, when they're good, I feel real good. It was one of the better ones we had. Explosive, quick action. Matt Ryan comes in, doesn't get, gets 195 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. So it wasn't a lot from him. But with Tevin Coleman, he ate Seattle up a little bit on certain plays. And, Seattle's coming in and they might have found them a running back in Mike Davis. He looked pretty good. Over the year now, they have not had great running back play. Mike Davis came in and gave them some good running back play. So look out for him, fantasy owners. He might be someone to snatch up or grab up late in the season to get you, back on track. But Atlanta wins 34-31. Russell Wilson, what can you say about him? He's just an absolute stud. But it feels like every play he is running for his life because the O-line cannot protect. After Max Unger got traded to the Saints, thank you, but Jimmy Graham, they have not found success in helping block for Russell Wilson. He is scrambling on about 45% of his plays, which is got to be tops in the NFL. Now, he's a scrambler by heart anyways, scrambling outside the pocket, not an actual scrambler, but he scrambles to make plays. That's why he's so dangerous. And but they still cannot get it done. And that puts Atlanta in the playoff spot right now. It takes Seattle outside the playoffs as of now. So this playoffs is only going to heat up, and it's getting better and better every single game. I'm excited about this, man. And NFC is just a dogfight. So that is my recap for Week 11. Thank you once again for those who are watching, those who subscribe to us. My New Orleans fans from the Pelicans game, thank you guys for subscribing as well. I love you guys, and I appreciate it. Like I said, check out our shows the next couple of days. When my voice gets back together, we'll be rocking and rolling. But watch out for everybody else because we're coming in hard and strong. No lie, no doubt. So, that being said, I'm thankful for you guys. Thankful for all my subscribers. I'm thankful for just being alive. I thank God. I thank family and friends. I'm just thankful for this Thanksgiving Day. So get your grub on. Get your eat on. Have fun. Watch football. Take it easy. I love you guys. Uneducated Network on YouTube presents Uneducated Sports Talk. That is my show. I'm the host, Carlos Clayton. And as always, you know what it is, sports fans. Stay smart. Stay uneducated. Peace.